Rocky and Sky got in position while Rubble and Zuma scoped everything out. Literally, they took out the opposing snipers and the RPG, making it safe for Sky while not to alert anyone. Sky flew in as quickly as was heard. Mr. Shrens asked what the guard it was. It looks like one of those Paw Patrol mutts are coming and oh, what? Does that helicopter had that girl pup flies usually have guns on it? What are you talking about? They suddenly heard an explosion from Sky, firing a rocket and hit the compound. Mr. Shrens immediately sounded the alarm and prepared for battle. Yeah, take that, Rubble yelled. I'm gonna have to circle back around and fire a few more rockets. Then the coast is clear. Sky shot out a few more guards and LAPVs, just in case if they decide to use those. That's your cue, Rocky, Chase said. Rocky gunned and the bastards threw the gun for the front gates. Using the simple switch, he was able to fire the miniguns mounted on his truck and take out all the guards in his path. We're in, Sky. No more rockets, Rocky said. Got it. Switching to guns. Rocky realized that he missed a few guards and was receiving fire. Hold on back there, Rocky warned Chase and Marshall. He pulled out the e-brake and shot all around him as the truck spun. He slammed the brakes and stopped the momentum. Then it gunned again, and he realized that there were more guards coming out of the compound. Open the door and let us fire, Chase said. Rocky opened the door, and Chase and Marshall were able to start shooting. Marshall couldn't aim. The recoil from the fire was knocking him down. Rocky pulled the e-brake again to face the guards headed on in. Chase, however, fell out. Rocky, turn back. Chase fell out back there. Don't worry, I got this, Chase said. Chase then ran into a compound and took cover under an LAPV. He was able to shoot and not be discovered. The recoil from the rifle was starting to hurt his back, although the pup pack was taking all of the shock. His back was getting awkwardly bent. Zuma, Rubble, move up towards the compound, Chase commanded. Zuma and Rubble followed their orders and moved into the compound. Zuma and Rubble switched from the AW sniper rifles to M4s on their pup packs. They snuck into the compound on notice. They ducked behind a couple of crates. No one in the compound was firing, but they were all on an alert, and some heading for the compound to try to take out the other pups. What do we do now? We didn't want them knowing we're here, Rubble said. I thought you had a plan, Zuma asked. Rubble radioed Chase. What do we do when we get in? We don't have the firepower these guys do. I am about to head in there. Be as stealthily as possible. Rubble didn't get and like the idea. He wasn't exactly the stealthy type. Thankfully, Zuma had confidence. I got this, Wubble. Don't worry. Just follow me. Zuma snuck around back to the crates to make sure Rubble followed. There they were never detected. Chase maneuvered all around and under the LPVs while firing at all the guards. None of the guards had the time to figure out who was there or where he was, and a few could or couldn't get an aim on him. That turned all the guards by Zuma and Rubble towards the front of the compound. The two were able to fire on the guards. Mr. Shrens' crew was now fighting a two-front war. And there was some bad news for Sky, however. Pups, someone has guided the missile launcher. Get out of there, Sky. Go to safety, Chase yelled. Sky saw the guard fire the missile, and she was able to dodge it, but it came back around. She had to think fast. She saw an opening in the compound that looked big enough for her helicopter. Confidentally, it's the same place that the guard has been firing missiles and is standing. She went on full speed ahead, and with the missile coming up on her fast, she panicked. But she was fast enough, and her plan was coming together. She hauled the right onto the opening with all the missile trailing at her. The missile hit and hit a beam and blew up the guard along with a handful of other missiles, causing a bigger explosion than she expected it. She almost got caught in the explosion, but she was able to go through the compound to the other side. However, the explosion pushed her helicopter out more force than she wanted. It caused her to go into a spin. After a few seconds, thinking that she was going to crash, she gained control. "Sky, please tell me you're okay." "I've never been better. I'm good up there." That's worried me. Rocky and Marshall were on paw and were taking out the guards, and they headed onto the compound. Mr. Shuns was speculating the fight from his office. He knew that his guards were getting lit up. Not a single casualty on the pups. He was about to call in the mercenaries, but he instead intercepted the pups' radio system, and in hope to get them to cooperate. Very clever. I see that you're making your way through. I told you we were going to retaliate hard. We're all alive and we almost cleaned your place, Chase said. Not sure what kind of novice you'd take me for. I could send more guys in with a click of the button. This isn't the freedom fraction of my army. Not sure what kind of cowards you take us for. We're not scared. We're going to finish you in no time. While you pups are too clever to keep me dealing with my army, we'll try and go and take you down. I'm willing to make a deal, however. No more deals. We end this today, Sky jumped in. Wait, what kind of deal are you willing to make? Marshall asked. Marshall, we're not going to make any deals, Chase said. I have mercenaries coming right now. They're going to overwhelm you, and I guarantee it. And they will give you hell, then force you to surrender. For those who survive will be tortured, and if you don't want that happening, either you'll have to run for your lives right now, and don't stop until we won't follow you, or surrender and have painless deaths. That will never happen, Rocky said. We'll fight to the death, Chase said. Suit yourselves. Mr. Shrens calls in reinforcements. That's where Chase was wrong. He's bluffing. He isn't going to have backup. This is all he has, Chase said. There's nothing for me to do up here. I'm going to land and go in, Sky said. Sky landed right as the reinforcements came in. She didn't realize it was too late. There were multiple mercenaries with RPGs. She thought she was going to die. Luckily, the mercenaries showed mercy, and one mercenary talked through the intercom in a truck. Keep the helicopter grounded or you'll be shot down. She cooperated, not wanting to die. She called in the rest of the pups. They have me. They have RPGs and machine guns aimed at me. Uh-oh, he wasn't buffing, Chase said. We'll be out there to help, Zuma said. No, there's more than you think. The pups were overconfident and ran out to help Sky, and as soon as they did, they immediately regret it. There were way too many for 6 pups to kill. They heard Mr. Shrens. I told you my reinforcements would overwhelm you. We didn't think we even have fire a shot. Your own idiocy caused your own imminent doom. How does it feel now? Your fate is just the same as your pathetic boys. There was a mixed emotion throughout the pups. Chase had doubt in his mind that it was going to end this way. Rocky was thinking of a way to get out. Zuma started feeling the regret knowing he lost. Rubble was too scared until he was about to die. Marshall felt remorse, and Sky knew that she was going to join Ryder, so she wasn't too panicked. The mercenaries eventually backed the pups into a wall, and the pups realized they were trapped and it was about to end. Mr. Shrens was on his way out. What do you say, Mr. Shrens? Drop them by one? Nah, we're going to torture them. They're not worthy of a quick death. I gave them a choice. This is it. This is the end, Zuma panicked. We're all about to die a slow, painful death, Rubble cried. This can't be happening. It can't end this way, Marshall whined. Rocky, Chase, and Sky stayed silent. Chase realized that Rocky was on the same track as him and whispered into his ear, "There's no way out. Our deaths are imminent, but we can save the others. We both have all the firepower in our pup packs. We tell them to get down, then we shoot until they're absolutely dead." Rocky liked the idea, but had doubts. What if we fail? They'll take out the heat on them. All we have to do is clear the big enough time hole in this army, and they can. Hey, no talking amongst each other. This is the end. You had your chances. Rocky and Chase looked down at each other with uncertainty, but they were both willing to do it. They both built up the nerves and became ready. "The four of you get down," Chase yelled. Rocky and Chase both pulled out what they needed to take out these guys and immediately fired. They ran up to the crowd of mercenaries, causing them to shoot each other. They couldn't believe that the plan worked. The four others joined. Out of nowhere, 5 trucks and a muscle car joined in the lighting up of the mercenaries. Chase and Rocky hadn't gotten hits yet, leaving both wondering if this was just really happened. With all the other 4 pups and the 5 .50 cal turrets, Chase and Rocky completed their mission with success. They both looked up and realized who came in just in the right time. "Joey!" all the pups yelled. "Wow, I guess I came in here just in time." JJ Watt came in as well. "JJ Watt? You saved us." Mr. Shrens was watching this from inside the compound. "What just happened?" "Well, that backfired." JJ Watt was happy to help. "It's a good thing Joey found me when he did." Chase and Rocky were the real heroes, Rubble pointed out. The 4 pups praised Rocky and Chase. "I thought this was going to be the last thing we did," Chase said. Marshall said. Everyone all noticed that Rocky had gotten shocked on the shoulder, but with adrenaline rushing, he didn't feel it. Rocky noticed that he was suddenly in the center of attention. "What? You got hit." "What?" Rocky lowered to his right and looked at his shoulder. "Ah, oh, Rocky suddenly felt the pain and knew what happened. "Why would you tell me? I didn't feel until you said something." "I'm sorry. I thought you should know. This isn't over. There's still guys in the warehouse, and there's still Mr. Shrens," Chase said. "And there's still reinforcements," Mr. Shrens said out of nowhere. They heard a bunch of M35 Deuce and half trucks coming in. JJ Watt took charge. "Joey and all you pups, go into the compound and finish the job. Make sure you patch him up. My crew in the trucks and the LPVs." The pups rushed inside the compound. Joey carried Rocky. Rocky wanted to walk on his own, but Joey wouldn't let him. Meanwhile, all of Mr. Shen's crew was debating on whether they wanted to keep fighting for him. There was some that saying staying loyal, but the rest hated his guts from the start, or didn't want to lose the battle. Marshall patched Rocky, and the rest of the pups went through the libertate of the compound. Sky was flying around with a sniper shot at her engines, and she realized that she was losing speed and lift. She started falling, and she was scared that she was going to fall to her death. Then something caught her. She opened her eyes and realized it was none other than Mr. Shen's men. Started panicking. No, pup, don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you." The guy started petting her to comfort her. She realized that she wasn't going to die. "You're not gonna hurt me? You're just a pup. Shrens is a heartless. I hate his guts from the start. Let's get you back to safety." "Sky, are you okay?" Joey asked. "Yeah, I'm just fine. Someone caught me." They both saw Joey hiding behind a crate, and they both were on the catwalk. "Hey, whatever your name is." Joey looked back and immediately aimed his gun at the guy. "Joey, wait, he's friendly," Sky said. "I have your pups. I just wanted to return her. She's the sweetest thing ever." "Well, I definitely do appreciate that. I don't know how to get down here." Joey then got under them. "I'll catch you, Sky. Just drop her." Sky and the guy didn't like the idea. "Trust me." The guy dropped Sky and Joey caught her. "Thanks again." No problem. I'm gonna go find my way down. A few minutes later, the pups and the guards were in combat. The guy came up to the guards and told them that they could switch sides with no punishment. Eventually, every guard left and turned on Mr. Shen's. The only people on Mr. Shen's side were the mercenaries getting lit up. Mr. Shen's realized that he tried to rush to the rear exit. This all went wrong. Those pups are clever. Good thing I have my C4 in every corner of the building. Click this switch and boom goes the compound. Those pups and the traitors will... Chase eventually came upon Mr. Shen's, and he was a lone wolf while the others were getting peace treaties. Not so fast. We didn't forget about you. Mr. Shen's was unintimidated. You and what army? No one, just you and me, Chase barked for the M4 and Karma. So what, you're gonna kill me now? I'll make sure this building goes up in smoke. Chase tried to fire the M4 but realized he was out of ammo. Uh-oh. Ha, things are starting to go my way again. Mr. Shen's pulled out his free long sword. Mistake to mess with me. Mr. Shen's then ran at Chase at full speed. Chase knew that the sword was gonna go through his body and pin him to the wall. He braced for it. Just before it happened, he heard a loud bang. A really loud bang. When he looked over, he was completely shocked. It was Mayor Humdinger with a .44 in hand. Mayor Humdinger? If anyone's going to ruin your life, it's gonna be me. I got your back, pup. The pups and Joey ran over to the rear entrance, scared about the bang. They saw Mayor Humdinger with the .44. Chase unharmed, and Mr. Shen's laying motionless on the ground. Mayor Humdinger just saved my life, Chase said. Don't mention it. It's the least I can do. Everyone, the pups, Joey, JJ Watt and his crew, and the guys who switched sides all celebrated. We did it! He's dead! Chase was happy that Mr. Shen's was dead, but he wished that he could have been the one to end it. You and Mayor Humdinger did it, Sky said. You accomplished the goal. Good job, dude, Zuma said. Rocky tackled Chase in celebration. The two got closer, and last week they have ever seen in a few years, Rocky yelped when he hit the ground, forgetting that he got shot. Don't give me any of the glory, Mayor Humdinger said. This just makes up for what I did. What did you do? Joey asked. This was the first time Joey and Mayor Humdinger ever talked to each other. Mayor Humdinger had no idea who Joey was. I'm technically responsible for Ryder's death. Shen's interrogated me about the nearby obstacles after I did a favor. I mentioned the Paw Patrol, but he had no idea that he was going to do what he did. Joey, now rather praising him for saving Chase and finishing the job, resented Mayor Humdinger. It was your fault? Joey then felt the mission wasn't over. Tell me why should I clip you right now? Mayor Humdinger didn't expect a reaction. Whoa, who are you? I'm Ryder's father. My whole mission was to avenge my son and protect these pups. Joey pulled out the hammer back onto the same .44 Mayor Humdinger used to kill Mr. Shen's. Joey, don't do this. You don't have to. He did nothing wrong, the pups cried. JJ Watt and his crew just watched in confusion. Out of the corner of his eye, Joey could see Mr. Shen's move his arm. He knew that he was about to blow the place into pieces. And there was a guard with a large 12 gouge, so Joey quickly reacted and stole it, then delivered a slug to Mr. Shen's skull. The pups all covered their eyes, and he stood how realized he was able to end it himself. Alright, you're spared, Joey said to Mayor Humdinger. The guy who helped Sky out just went up to JJ Watt and joined his side. At your service, Mr. Watt. Wait, you're not my crew. I was a slave to Shen's, but now that he's finally dead, I'm free. But also, I need something else to do. Well, welcome aboard. I'm sure you already thought about it, but feel free to take the compound and all the weapons in it. Yeah, I declare this place mine, and the minute we breach this place. Joey and the pups didn't know what to do. now that Mr. Shrens had been taken out. Hey, thanks for finding me. I'm more than happy to help, and I was able to take out my main rival, J.J. Watts said. Thanks for helping out. Without you, me and the pups could have been lined in the chalk, Joey said. What are you gonna do now? The pups joined in. The 6 of us are still alive. You can succeed your son. Adventure Bay could use the Paw Patrol. Joey thought of some to the pups' suggestions. You know what? I like that idea. Pack your bags, pups. We're going back to Adventure Bay. All the pups celebrated and hugged each other and Joey. Well, if you have any major problems, I'm always here, J.J. Watts said. Just yelp for help, Joey said. The pups looked at Joey in disapproval. No carry-on tradition? Mind if I take one of those LPVs home? Yeah, go ahead. Joey and the pups all loaded their vehicles onto a trailer and towed it with the LPV back to Adventure Bay. Joey grabbed his Suburban and all the pups were brought their stuff back into the lookout. He was happy to know that he kept his promise to his son and now succeeded him. The Paw Patrol was now back in working order. Alright, and that, my little pretties, was Paw Patrol Retaliation, a Paw Patrol creepypasta written by OGxTangotheRGS. My final thoughts on the story? Now, I could definitely say that there are 2 endings to the Retaliation story, as well as, well, the third option ending, Paw Patrol has went out. Now, I was originally going to narrate the last bit of the last parts of it, but I thought, you know what, I'll just do the second ending. When I read the first ending of the story, which was the first ending where everyone pretty much dies at the end, with the exception of Rocky and Marshall. But after I read it, I honestly really didn't like the first ending. I mean, the third ending was alright, but I prefer the second ending because the second ending was a lot more better, and it wasn't, ending with everyone dying at the end. I mean, I know I don't have a problem with stories that, involve people dying at the end, but at the same time, it's just, I really don't know what to think. It's just really messed up, to be completely honest. Like, that's just me personally. But I'm gonna sit here and say right now that I really want to sit here and say that honestly, I really like the second ending a lot better. I didn't really care for the first ending, the third ending was alright, but the first ending, I didn't really like it because it involved everyone dying, and I believe that one was a bit too dark, but I'm glad I decided to go ahead and just do the last bit of ending, like the second ending. So, yeah, just thought I would, make that clear. I do like how well made the story is, as well as the good grammar, the sentence structuring, and I really like how well the storyline is. I know it's kind of a bit dark. It's a lot more darker than Paw Patrol Monkey's Paw or something. If you read or remember listening to my narration on Paw Patrol Monkey's Paw, you'll definitely see how messed up that one is. This one, on the other hand, is probably just as good as Paw Patrol Monkey's Paw. Although I would have to say Paw Patrol Monkey's Paw was a pretty good story, as well as this one. But the only main issue I have to say about this story was I didn't like the first ending. But yet again, it was the author's decision to make an ending where pretty much almost everyone dies. The third ending, it seemed pretty interesting enough, but I think I like the second ending a lot better because it only involves, Rocky getting injured, but everyone else is alive. No one dies, except for the villain at the end. Which, I think it was, a much better ending in my opinion. I still find this story to be, it's good. It's a pretty good dark story, but I honestly found it to be enjoyable nevertheless. So, with that being said, I'm just gonna sit here and say the only issue I have to say was the first ending that involved pretty much almost everyone dying except for Rocky and Marshall. Heroes, dying is what I mean. Because I wasn't really a fan of the first ending, even when I first narrated, but I mean, it's the author's decision on whatever ending that he chooses to write. But I know he wrote, or she wrote, well, he basically, I believe. But yet again, I'm not trying to assume gender here. Wrote, different endings that people could, have opinions on, what ending they like better. So I like the second ending. Anyways, that being said, like I'm gonna say, it's just my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas, and oh, excuse me, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story is a 10 out of 10. A grip, no, scratch that. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. Mainly a 9 because of how well made it was written, especially with the good grammar, the good plot line, good concept of the story, and even the good story line behind everything, and of how well made this story has time and effort into it. The only issue I have to say was the first ending, because it involved a lot of people, all the pretty much almost all the Paw Patrol dying except for Marshall and Rocky. The third ending was alright. Not a fan of the third ending, but it was okay. I prefer the second ending where, no one of the Paw Patrol dies. So that's honestly the other reason why I like this story. But other than that, pretty good actually. And this is on fanfiction.net. If you guys want to take a look at Paw Patrol Retaliation, feel free to take a look at this story, because I know Sir Horror for a fact has narrated this story and he said it was good. So, anyways, what did you guys think about this story? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're new to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro, because I'm out.